wait. I know you're excited. But before you jump in to Call of Duty Warzone, please check this video out.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, starting with this checklist, this to-do list, this 5 things that you need to know before you jump into Call of Duty. The first thing, your controls. All right, there's different setups, there's different settings, there's different YouTube videos on what are the best settings, what are the best keybinds to make you, aim faster, or to move, better down ADSs, any of that stuff. Just pick one. Pick something that you're comfortable with, something that you're used to, maybe with some other shooter games that you have, and stick with those controls. So what I mean by that is that button right there. Can't focus very well, but the three lines. This is the controller layout. I've got mine button layout on default. So stick with default, and understand. Look at these buttons. Look at everything properly, because it's really important. Just knowing the controls and getting familiar with them. Number two, to understand how to use the map. It's so important on whenever you're playing a squad-based game, to understand how to use the map and the controls for it, right? So I'll give you a quick example. What I mean by understanding the map is hitting the 2 squares right above on your left side of the controller. This is the map, okay? Understanding and being familiar with how to ping, spotting a bad guy, because there's a lot of time during the map, just understanding this one part. Zoom in using the right bumper. You can see contracts, you can see where different places are. Zooming out, zoom in into an area using the cursor. So using this, farm into here, using zoom, using a zoom, using the RBs. So important. Tip number 3. That this is a squad-based game. You have to stick with your team, jump with your team, and since you're already familiar with your controls, hopefully, understand where you're pinging, where you're going, whether you're playing with your close friends. Having a microphone is so important. Where you're going, where you're moving, where you spot bad guys, and most importantly, especially if you're familiar with the controls, how to ping the bad guys. Contracts, using your map, open those. Don't be a Rambo. Don't be a lone wolf. Stick with your team. The weapons. Simple thing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 classes. Well, mainly 6 classes because nobody really uses melee. But there's assault rifles, which are kind of the bread and butters. Those are kind of basic, on which, they have a decent capacity. They do a lot of damage. Those are solid. SMGs, definitely more maneuverable. You're able to get around the map faster. You can run faster. You're able to move quicker using SMGs, but they don't do as much damage, so you got to make sure you're really accurate with these. Shotguns, early game, pick one up if you can, until you can find something better. I don't recommend shotguns. LMGs, here's, understanding your play style and your type of gameplay. LMGs are very effective. They have big ammo capacities, almost 100 rounds. They're very slow, and they slow you down to run. So if you have to cover a lot of ground, these are probably not the best guns for you. With your LMG, understand that they're good. They may have a lot of recoil because they're pretty powerful guns, but they're not very... You can't use them in close quarters, and for long distance, they're probably not the best. Playstyle, if you're fine ADSing the whole time and not running and gunning, light machine guns may be the best for you. Marksman rifles, decent. You're able to. They're usually single shot. None of them are fully automatic. They get the job done in the early rounds. MK2 carbine is decent. EBR is decent to lay some shots down. A good 2, 3, 4 shots. You can get some pretty good damage on these guys. Sniper rifles can do a lot of damage if you're accurate. Definitely don't want to have just a sniper rifle and a pistol, but sniper rifle and an AR is the best thing. The best thing about Call of Duty Warzone is that you can have two primary weapons once you enter the game and once you find your loadouts. Fifth and final tip is to always, 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 always use cover. Find cover. Anytime that you're in a firefight, understanding where there's a desk, whether there's a rock, understand the elevations. Very important that you always find cover. This isn't Fortnite where you can put up walls and you can shield yourself. It's a very open game and there's a lot of cover. You just got to make sure you're near it. Having a firefight near cover is very important. That way, if you get hit and you're about to die and you're beat up pretty bad, you can duck down, or you can get behind a wall, or you can use that to your advantage because it happens. You can't hit every shot. They're going to hit you, so you got to make sure that you're near cover. You get your shields back in and get back into the fight and help your team.
Thank you all for coming in. Appreciate it. If there's something else that you want to see next, please leave a comment. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Instagram, and on my YouTube channel, of course, where you are. Subscribe here on the left-hand side, and if you want to see the next video, right here. Thank y'all for coming in. Y'all have a great day.